the very first conversation we have with the salespeople when they're excited about an opportunity is, well, what is the customer really looking for? And if we understand that, if we truly understand where the customer is trying to get to, I think we have a better ability to tailor that solution around not just what they're asking for, but what they really need.
I'm Katherine Gerald, your host of Mission Critical Aerospace and Defense Recruiting. Today, we are here in the nation's capital. Sitting next to me is Jim Rimay, president of MilDef US. We're here to tackle a challenge facing many defense companies like you: how to stand out in a crowded market. MilDef US has Swedish roots and a reputation for building rugged, computed solutions that thrive on the battlefield. Let's dig in to how we really differentiate ourselves and why showing up in person matters now more than ever. Welcome, Jim.
Hey, Katherine, thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, it is so fun to do this in person. And you've been driving a huge strategic change at MilDef. Tell me a little bit about how you are differentiating yourself from what is such a crowded market right now.
Yeah, so I think the first thing that we need to mention is that inherently we are different. We're really a Swedish company. We're here in the U.S. operating. This is the defense market, largest defense market in the world. But as a Swedish company, there are certain geopolitical situations in today's environment that bring a level of attention and urgency to the rearmament of the Nordic region. And we're a part of that. So we're the second largest defense contractor in Sweden to Saab.
Second tries harder.
Yeah, exactly. But
we don't talk about the first.
When we say second largest, just to understand, that means that we have the size and capability to deliver, but we're still nimble enough and we can move quicker than our competition. So where does that make sense, right? So one of our key differentiators for us, and we brought that from Sweden to the US market, is that, we have great technology. We have fantastic platforms. Our product range is super wide. But what we found is that as we bring these products, we think they're smartly designed, made for purpose for various applications. It's that variety of the applications that drives different requirements. And with those requirements, they're not always met with a standard product. So what we're able to do is bring standard products to the market, but design them in a way that we can work quickly with the customer to further configure and customize the products for their solutions. So you're going from a customer who's inherently being told to use COTS, commercial off-the-shelf products, and then to go, hey, you're not supposed to have custom products. You're supposed to have things that can come off the shelf and flow very easily into your environment, but they have moving requirements and very demanding environments that require something to be different. And that's where we fit in. So we work with the customer hands-on, so a very direct relationship to understand, okay, this was your requirement. This is what you asked for. This is what we can deliver. But if you tell me a little bit more about what you're trying to achieve, we might be able to do that even better. We've got some recommendations on that. So it's a very collaborative environment so then what happens after that? Well, what happens is we still have to make this like a COTS product that is still going to be delivered quickly, efficiently, and like it's off the shelf with a high level of quality. So that's our competitive niche, if you will, is that we look like a company that has plenty of product off the shelf.
Right.
But in the reality, we're fielding requirements that others can't because their products and their design is not as flexible. And with that, we feel like that's a key differentiator for us.
Yeah, the flexibility of design. So getting 90% there with a customer using COTS and then really re-engineering that last mile for their specific application.
Yeah, our platforms are built with that in mind. So it's not an afterthought. So it's extremely important that happens so that there's an efficient delivery of a design concept to a prototype, to field testing units, and then to production in a shortened time frame.
Yeah. So you've led big sales teams, and obviously you've got to have a killer product to add value in terms of the market. I know you led for DRS, worldwide sales there. Once you've got that killer product, though, that doesn't necessarily speak for itself. How do you differentiate yourself and get in front of the customer to actually deliver that message?
Yeah. So first of all, our products will not sell as a customized or custom configured product without real engagement. So our engagement is not just at a sales level.
Handing them the catalog's not going to work.
It's just not happening. Just, you train the channel and this is everybody's got the playbook. Mm-hmm. But it's really about getting our engineers, our systems engineers, our architects alongside the business development and the sales teams in a collaborative environment with the customer where they're really in the sandbox. How quickly we can get there defines how quickly we can build that solution.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about this transformation happening in the US right now. I know you were with Handheld via an acquisition.
Yeah.
You became, again, a Swedish company. Walk us through that piece, but also kind of that cultural transformation that's required.
Yeah, so great question. So my heritage is I'm an American. I've done startups and I've managed large companies in different formats. But I had the ability some number of years ago to work with a Swedish company as we expanded into Europe. And one of the takeaways was, hey, we look similar. We speak the same language. They speak English. I don't.
But your happy hour last night, I'm 5'9", and I was looking up to shake hands.
They are tall, yeah. And one of the things that we found that I found that I really connected with was really kind of the overall health balance that's in an organization, that's in the culture in Sweden, and the organizations are expected to deliver a very healthy workplace and environment for their employees. So as we now look at, well, what's MilDef in the US? It's really not a company that's Swedish trying to be American. We have American customers that we're targeting, but we're also incorporating the benefits of the culture of Sweden. So we've implemented probably some of the best benefits on the planet.
Isn't there also a snack break, like an hour where everybody has coffee together, or is that made up?
You've done your homework. It's called fika.
Fika.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of us that have not had the opportunity.
And we, as Americans, we go, that's a coffee break. And they're like, yeah, no, it doesn't quite translate.
Okay. So how is it different and what is it?
Okay. So we've all gone for a coffee break. And, it's usually, man, I need a break, right?
It's a solo event that happens
you're alone and if somebody sits down and starts talking to you, you're like maybe a little annoyed or you're in my space.
Yeah, you're scrolling your phone, playing Wordle maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not allowed in the Swedish culture. So really what happens is you are all joining at the same time, sitting at the same table, and you talk about life. You talk about their families, each other's, interests and things totally outside of work. No work allowed.
No work allowed. Does that extend to like after work hours if you're going out to dinner, those kind of things?
It really does. Yeah. It's totally in the culture and it's expected.
Separation.
And what you find is that people aren't working, how would I say, around the clock, like working a dinner, working a lunch to get more work accomplished or more decisions made. Mm-hmm. And what that does is it brings people closer together. Mm-hmm. So in a global organization, Teams is in Microsoft Teams. We all use it. It's a great tool to stay connected, but we're flat. We're flat, and we don't really get into deep conversations or have those casual conversations that build relationships. Katherine, if I want to get to know you, I need to spend time with you.
We need to hang. To fika.
Yeah, fika. And well, you were at our reception, so you saw we got a pretty good mix there.
Absolutely. So in terms of some of those Swedish and American cultural traditions, such as fika, do you have it in the US?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it a certain time of day?
Absolutely. It's 10:15 every morning. We have fika.
A bell rings or
a bell rings. A bell rings.
I love it.
Everyone knows we still ring the bell. It's part of the culture. It's so cool. And it's something that we embody. We take it even a step further on the health and wellness portion. We have a MilDef wellness team. And so the MilDef wellness team creates different challenges and activities throughout the year that can be done globally in participation. These could be a certain number of miles of hikes with a colleague.
Okay.
And also we have family-orientated events. So if you have children, getting them involved in the activities as well. We sponsor health club memberships. We really try to have people be active, and we'll take time out for that. And so we have different days that we designate as the MilDef Wellness Day. And you'll see some of our employees when they're maybe here at the hotel, we're here at the hotel, in the workout room, they're sporting their MilDef workout gear.
You got a very fit group of people, and it sounds like that's part of the
I'm trying to keep up. It's hard.
I know it's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
Just from my office behind the camera here, she was running Spartan races, and I think already pulled a couple miles.
Well, I don't know if Jess joined on the Army 10 miler that kicks off AUSA here.
Oh, next year.
But we have a very large contingency that participates every year.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think I'll have to start getting the jogging shoes on.
There you go.
Absolutely. Okay, so those are some unique cultural traditions too. For other people that are either trying to break into the US first time or even break into that European market, what do you think is the way to spread that differentiation like culturally so that it can, deliver real sale in terms of those metrics? Like how do you translate that piece into the win?
Yeah, so the win has to be a win-win, first of all. And we got to stop talking about it as just a win. And so we really have to take our culture where we listen, but we have to be in engagement to listen. But we really take that and we build the trust with the customer to know that they can open up with us about our products, our services, our solutions. That's great. But open up to me about what's the compromise that you're going to make if you take our products or our competitors' products. And so that culture of being open, transparent, honest, that transcends into the relationship we build with the customer. And that's so important. That is repeat business. So you're not just going to get that win. They're going to get the win with the right product and solution they selected. You're going to make them a winner. But once you have that level of confidence, you're going to have requirements coming to you more in the form of, that was great. I'm glad that you guys had that product. I'm glad we were successful. It really mattered and made a difference in people's lives. But what we're struggling with is trying to get these new requirements to meld with this new technology. Yeah. Do you guys have any ideas with that? How great that is to be in that position. You only earn that through that type of relationship.
You earn that through that type of relationship. So relationship-based selling, and I like how you said it's got to be a win-win.
It's got to be win-win, and just always keep that in mind. And we really try.
The transaction, build a relationship.
It's actually one of the first conversations with any of the sales team. We're all asking sales to go out there and generate new business, find new opportunities, find the leads. That come into our pipeline. And I get it, but the very first conversation we have with the salespeople when they're excited about an opportunity is, well, what is the customer really looking for? And it may start with, well, they really like this product or that product, but regardless of our product, what are they really trying to get at? Mm-hmm. And if we understand that, if we truly understand where the customer is trying to get to, I think we have a better ability to tailor that solution around not just what they're asking for, but what they really need.
You've built sales teams before.
Yes.
You've done a lot in sales, and this is a show about building teams. What's the number one thing you look for when you're interviewing BD managers? Yeah,
so obviously, I think as we look at business development and sales type individuals, we've had this discussion, people can sell themselves pretty well, right? And you hope so. Otherwise, they don't.
BD hires, they can really sell themselves.
They really can. But what I'm looking for, and this will sound maybe kind of basic, but
lay it on me.
Okay. So I think if you talk with the members of my team, when we talk about achievements, they start with the word we. So it was never, I did this, I did that, I made my number. I blew the quota, out of the water. It's about we were able to achieve as a team. We were able to achieve a lot. So who talks like that? People that talk like that are people that are really good teammates and they understand the value of the team.
Veterans talk like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But it's real. It's really important to know that no lone wolf out here is going to make it.
Yeah.
What we're selling is a whole company approach to supporting the customer. So can you pull resources globally and have the confidence to do that and be together as a we are offering this solution to the customer? So typically I really look for people that have had really great team experiences.
Well, that is so interesting because I have had, we'll say with a competitor, Rugged Computing, did a lot with a hiring manager and it drove him nuts. People say, oh, we, in terms of the sale. And so you tell your candidates, hey, tell them what you did. And we had so much focus on the we. Well, what did they actually do that they wanted to change it to an I? But you're saying, hey, it doesn't matter because you didn't do it on your own.
You don't do it on your own. Yeah. And especially in the model that we're using, right? So again, we're really trying to have multiple levels of communication and engagement with these large customers. So our I didn't mention it earlier, but our large customer base is really a who's who of the largest prime system integrators on the planet. And so our engagement with those companies is all the way at my level to systems engineering, to our business development, to our sales team, inside sales, our procurement team. So we really have a team approach when it goes to supporting that type of customer. And they expect that. And I do want to reiterate, I still believe that, in a growing business, you take risks and you have people go try to do things and go after larger accounts than what we should, we say, and have the confidence to know that we have your back as a team, that we elected to do this. We elected to go for it.
You aren't going to fail on your own and you aren't going to win on your own.
No, and it's a really fun thing. And what then we spend a fair amount of time with the right candidates, the right people that we bring into the team, building leadership skills around how teams interact. And so we don't just stop short on saying, hey, I found the right candidate. Now I expect, these people to have all the skills and be able to make it. We invest in the people beyond that to make sure that they're going to the same leadership classes as the rest of the people in the company, that they're getting this same language down, that we're all understanding that we're different, but together we work as a team.
Before I let you go, what's the biggest mistake you see BD managers making?
I think it starts with engagement, not the solution. And so a lot of times the BD people will look at something and say internally, this is my product set. This is what I have to offer. What am I trying to add value to this customer with? I get it. I get that 100%. But a lot of times in a customer environment, first engagement environment, I find that the customer may be withholding, maybe doesn't talk so much. And the BD people sometimes just lead with what they have and what they've got in the conversation. And it's really important to not lead with what you have. It's to have the questions that lead the customer to tell you what they're looking for, what they're pondering, what's got them up at night. And
so listening.
I think it's showing respect to the customer that you really do care. And then we can get on with it. Then we can talk about the things that we can offer as a solution. But that's I think BD people have an incredible, especially the most experienced people have an incredible amount of experience. They know a lot, but it's not telling everybody what you know. It's really having the confidence to listen and connect the things that you can bring value to and your company can bring value to the customer's needs in a more subtle approach.
What will we be celebrating in 12 months at the Next Day USA?
Yeah, so we hit a lot of milestones here at MilDef in the last year. We did some major acquisitions. This year, we've announced expansion of our business in 4 different regional facilities. US is one. We're doubling the footprint and the capabilities within the US to move more into solution and system integration as well. So that's great. We had some nice milestones that occurred. We had great achievement on our budget plans and our goals, our profitability, our growth rate, our back order. So all these really fantastic things. How do you follow that up, right? What's the big thing in a year?
That's the hardest part. Oh gosh, how do we do it again?
Yeah, so I think what we've done is we've really risen, we've really lifted the MilDef message and brand in the US, where it's a little bit more on par with our strength in the Nordics. So now we're being really considered for what I'd call more critical, large solutions and applications opportunities to us. And we're not going to do that alone. We're doing that through strategic partnerships. Yep. So I think if you keep an eye on us, throughout the next year,
look for some big announcements.
I think at AUSA next year, I think for sure we'll have some milestones that we could talk about in the strategic partnership category. But also, I think that we're going to post some incredible results for next year as well.
Well, it has been fun supporting you and watching you here. If you're listening, check out YouTube, watch us live. Thanks.
Super. Thanks so much, Katherine.